Alright, so quick YouTube investment spiel. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what crypto to buy, what stocks to buy, put all your life savings into Doge or SafeMoon or wherever the crap people are pumping and dumping nowadays. I'm just telling you guys how to add in more money into a retirement account that grows tax-free. And whatever you do with that additional money in that account, whatever stocks you buy, whatever options you play, that's all on you. But hopefully you do make money and now you make that money tax-free. So for a quick overview, what is a Roth IRA? And if you already know what a Roth IRA is, I'll give you a timestamp to skip to. But for y'all that don't, a Roth IRA is a tax advantage retirement account. And what does tax advantage mean? So normally, let's say you're putting money into Robinhood with your after-tax money. And your after-tax money is the money you get left over in your check after you pay for taxes, like Medicare, Social Security, 401k, and other things like insurance. That leftover money you're putting into your Robinhood account, let's say you put in $1,000, and for some reason, next week the stock you bought with that $1,000 doubled. So now you have $2,000, you made $1,000 in profit, and you're like, oh shit, I just got a ban, right? Well, no. Depending on your tax bracket, you could be paying up to 37% for those profits. So from that $1,000, you're actually paying $370 in taxes, and you get left over with $630. And normally people are fine with this because, they're already making profits. They know you have to pay taxes. Uncle Sam's out there, watching all over. And yeah, you just pay taxes on your short-term gains. However, if you use a Roth IRA, if I put that $1,000 in that, and my stock doubled, and I made $1,000 in profit, you don't pay any taxes because it's tax advantage. So you keep that $1,000 for yourself. At the end of the year, Uncle Sam's like, oh, it's in a Roth IRA. You don't have to pay any taxes. Keep 100% of your profits, and you're a happy camper, right? So now you're probably wondering, Edward, doesn't this sound kind of broken? Like, isn't this like tax evasion? You're not paying any taxes. What if you made $1 million? Well, the government's not stupid, right? So there's actually a contribution limit to the Roth IRA, which is $6,000 per year as of 2021. So every year you can put in $6,000 into your Roth IRA account. Just think of it as like a separate brokerage account, and you buy whatever stocks you want, whatever options you play. You don't pay any taxes on your profits. And there are some penalties that can come from a Roth IRA. Since it is a retirement account, if you withdraw any money from your profits before age 59 and a half, you do pay a penalty, but the nice thing is all the original money you put into your Roth IRA, you can withdraw anytime without any penalties. So let's say you've been putting $6,000 a year for 10 years and you put in $60,000 into your Roth IRA, maybe it's worth like $100,000 now because you made $40,000 profit. The $40,000 you can't withdraw, pay a penalty, but the $60,000 you put in originally, you can take out anytime you want. So with that, Roth IRA sounds really nice. That's why you always see these finance YouTubers telling you to put money into it because it is good. But the $6,000 limit per year, let's say you have a lot more in savings, you could contribute to the Roth IRA. Is there any way to add more money to that account so, by an earlier age, you can have a six-figure account growing tax-free? I don't know. Is there a way? There is, and it's called the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. Also, another thing some YouTubers might not have mentioned before, but there actually comes to a point where you can't contribute any money to your Roth IRA. So if you're single and make less than $125,000 a year in 2021, you can contribute the full $6,000 to your Roth IRA. But if you make between $125,000 to $140,000, the amount of money you can contribute to your Roth IRA decreases. And eventually, once you bypass $140,000, you can contribute nada to your Roth IRA. I didn't know about this until I filed my tax returns this year, and you actually get penalized if you contribute this money to your Roth IRA, but you're bypassing this limit. So that's one thing to know. That's why this Mega Backdoor Roth IRA exists, because sometimes people working in like tech and other places, they just, their salaries are up there. They still want to contribute to a Roth IRA, but they can't do it through the normal way. You've also might have heard about the Roth 401k, which is similar to the Roth IRA, but the only difference is that with the Roth 401k, you have to stick to investing in what like your company's program allows you to. In the Roth IRA, you buy whatever you want. If you want to buy meme stocks, if you want to buy anything you think is better than mutual funds, which is definitely possible with like the past year, you can do that. So Roth IRA gives you a lot more freedom, whereas Roth 401k, you have to invest in what your company allows you to invest in. So let's now talk about how the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA works. Another lie that you might have heard is that the contribution limit to your 401k is $19,500 per year as of 2021. This is true in a sense, but let me tell you that actually the real contribution limit to your 401k is $58,000 per year as of 2021. The limit for the $19,500 you've heard about comes from the fact that you as an employee can only contribute up to that amount from your pre-tax 401k and your Roth 401k. However, there are actually other sources of contributions to your 401k which people don't think about, which are your employer contribution, which is kind of like what you could say your company's 401k match. Like let's say they give you, if you put in $5,000, your company will also match $5,000. And then there's your after-tax 401k money you can also contribute to. after-tax 401k is fully taxable, just like your Robinhood account. So all the profits you make from that account, you have to pay taxes on. So most people don't contribute to your after-tax 401k because there's no point. It's the same as your Robinhood account where you don't get any tax advantages. And in your 401k, you're limited to the stocks that your company allows you to buy. Whereas Robinhood, you can buy whatever you want. But that after-tax 401k is actually fully convertible to Roth. And with Roth, that's where you don't pay taxes on your profits. So the sum of these four sources can't exceed $58,000. So let's say, for example, your company matches $7,500. So if I put $7,500 into my 401k, my company also puts in $7,500. And I want to max out my pre-tax contribution because I just want to max out my 401k. So I also put in $19,500 total. So from $58,000, we took out $19,500 for me and $7,500 for my company's employer match. So that leaves me with $31,000 left over to put into my after-tax 401k. And then I convert that after-tax 401k to a Roth 401k. So now all the money I make in that account is tax-free. And then there's a way to roll over my Roth 401k money into a Roth IRA. So now I can choose what stocks I want to buy instead of being limited to what my company offers for Roth 401k. So that's the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. Once again, I can contribute $31,000 into my after-tax 401k because my year limit for my 401k contribution is actually $58,000. From that $31,000 with my company, I convert it to a Roth 401k. So now it becomes Roth. So it's tax advantage. I don't pay any taxes on my profits. And then there's a way to roll over this Roth 401k money into a Roth IRA. So now it's an IRA where I can buy my own stocks, not be limited by my company's choices. It's very important to make sure that your company offers this plan. You can just call Fidelity or any other retirement brokerage that works with your company. Ask them, hey, do you guys offer Mega Backdoor Roth IRA? That's literally what I did, and they'll tell you whether you have it or not. And if they do offer the plan, setting up this conversion, rollover, all that jazz, it's actually not too bad. I can tell you about my personal experience. And before we get into that, I just want to quickly thank Flexispot for sponsoring today's video. So I've actually purchased a Flexispot standing desk before. I'm super excited to be able to work with them. I think their customer service is great. I didn't end up recording the unboxing part, but it legit just took me 10 minutes to build. It just came in 3 parts. I just had to screw on the tabletop to the 2 legs. Using a standing desk is always great. You don't want to always be sitting down, get your blood flowing. There's a reason why so many companies nowadays give their workers standing desks. And it has a nice LED screen that shows your height. You can press up or down to adjust. You can also save 4 different settings for your height. So for me, I have 4 on standing and 1 on sitting. And it also comes with 2 USB ports and a USB-C port. And the table also comes with a tray underneath. Don't mind my extra keycaps. So if you're interested in purchasing a Flexispot standing desk or any of their products, you can get $15 off if you use my link down below in the description. And yeah, let's continue on with the video. For background, when I called them, I was 22 years old, just started working, took 1 personal finance class in college, but wasn't super clear about pre-tax, after-tax, what the hell is a Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. I called Fidelity because they had a phone number for my company, talked to a consultant there, basically just told them, hey, I read about this online called the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA, you mind explaining it to me? And I want to enroll in it. They explained it in like 5 minutes, probably better than how I did in this video. So each company might have a different way of offering it, but the underlying way of how it works is the same. So for me, my company, they allow you to auto convert that after-tax 401k money into a Roth 401k, but I have to manually log into my retirement account and then roll over the money myself. And that's super easy for me. If I just log in, there's like a tab called rollover. I roll it over from my Roth 401k account and I have my own personal Roth IRA that I roll over the money to. So the only thing I have to do manually is the rollover from Roth 401k to Roth IRA, but some companies, they might offer that automatically where you take your after-tax 401k money and it'll do all this stuff automatically and the money will end up in your Roth IRA. So you don't have to manually roll over from your Roth 401k to your Roth IRA. And then I know for some companies, I'm not sure if this is entirely true. I just read this online in forums like Reddit, Blind, all that, where they say they have to call their brokerage to like verify saying that, hey, I want this to be rolled over after every paycheck. That sounds kind of annoying, but the money you do save with this tax advantage account, I think it's worth it. So for me personally, after every paycheck, I have to log into my brokerage account and start the rollover process. But it takes like 30 seconds of my day, twice a month, save a lot of money with the tax advantages. So not too much of a hassle, pretty worth it. I like it. So make sure to call whoever your company works with for retirement. For me, it's Fidelity. Call them, tell them, hey, I want to get my Mega Backdoor Roth IRA set up. Can you explain it to me since I don't understand it? Because Edward saw's YouTube video wasn't good enough in explaining it. And then ask them, what do I manually need to do in order to make sure I can do this for every paycheck? Let's just say you're contributing $20,000 a year. For 10 years, you're like 31, 32. You got $200,000 in your Roth IRA that's been growing tax-free. Let's just say you made like 4 or 5% returns. This is more realistic. People who do like the passive income stuff where it's like, hey, if you don't buy iced coffee, you put it into this account makes 8 to 9% every year. Bro, if you're making 8 to 9% every year, that's already really good. So let's just be a little more, realistic. So let's say it's 5% every year. I'm not gonna do the math in my head right now, but I'll put it on the screen when I'm done. All that compounded interest, you don't pay any tax on, so pretty sick. And let's say you want to buy a house. Normally, got to do a lot of like tax stuff, withdrawing from your brokerage account. In this case, you can withdraw that $200,000 you contributed originally anytime, penalty free. And let's say that leftover money from your profits, that might be 6 figures too. You still got a 6-figure account growing tax free. So that's how the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA works. It's a whole lot of words for a very not too hard process. So hopefully this video helped you out with that. Like I said, if I didn't explain well enough, call Fidelity, call whoever, get them to explain to you professionally. And maybe this video will help you at least like get a basic understanding when they talk to you about it, because honestly, when I was calling them, I was getting all the words mixed up. Hopefully when you call them, it'll be a lot easier than my experience. And yeah, I'm really thinking about making this a series where I go over some financial stuff or tips that I definitely would have thought were helpful when I started working. Next video, I do want to talk a little bit about options. And I know there's always some negative connotation with doing options trading because, it's like super risky. You see these people on YouTube like day trading, you hear people becoming millionaires, you hear people foreclosing their houses. It's like relatively safe way of doing options too that can generate some passive income. And obviously it works until it works, but for me it's been working not too bad. So let me know if you're interested in that. If you have any other topics too regarding finances for new grads, let me know down in the comments below, because I definitely want to make more videos like this. And once again, shout outs to Flexispot for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in getting this standing desk, the link will be in the description, also with my discount code. I'll also plug some affiliate links down below. If you're interested in investing, crypto, normal stocks, all the links down below. If you open an account, you'll get some free stocks. And yeah, see you for the next video. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and yeah, have a good rest of your day. See you for the next video. Peace.